Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy. Man, definitely just want to crack up with you right now. It's kind of thunder and lightning right now out there, so kind of have to wait till the rain somewhat subside so I can at least go back in the house, man. But let me just jump on what's going on. Just a little, what's going on with the events and shit going on today. Um, I want to say Happy Father's. Shout out to all the fathers out there. Um, so I know every year, you have advocate groups that is very intersectionalist, that is trying to get rid of Father's Day. As you know, a lot of them is trying to. You got an agenda to basically dethrone the patriarch system of what manhood is about. And you do have elements like that is trying to basically destroy that critical part of a family function or structure. Is the man, is the father. I mean, a mother plays a very vital role as well, but the most important of the survival and even the prosperity of your children, even the household itself, do falls intended on the father or the man of the house. So definitely, shout out to every father out there that's really putting in that work, raising their kids, but definitely teaching them the game of life and the value of life, and also just putting them in the path of success. Like I said, 18 years is not the end of your parenting. Your parenting is going to go for the rest of your life. Being a parent is to basically like life and death. Um, what you're teaching your kids is life and death. But that's really what I really want to just say, give my thanks to. Definitely, I want to just talk a little bit about anti-black racism. I know Tariq talked about it. This is a very real deal, very real threat, but very old threat. Very this concept of anti-black racism been going on for at least 100 years. It wasn't as prevalent as then as it is now. Like I said, there was a lot of tangibles. You had white society ushering the Italian, ushering the Irish, ushering Hispanics in a way, but if you go back before the 1970s, they were already ushered in as being white. So there's a lot of different groups that is now is trying to claim a non-white status, but they still practice an anti-black racism ideology that really propelled them as a group to a more higher anarchy place in the American system, or the American racial caste system, if I want to inject. Like I said, black people is like right now. This is the best thing, but the most important thing. This is our survival. It's not just white supremacy that you got to deal with, but it's also an anti-black racism that is propelled by white supremacy as in a way of getting tangibles or benefits. And our goal in black empowerment is trying to basically just topple all that down as a caste system. Everybody has, like I think people I tell about Trump. Trump is actually the right president of America. America can't just be non-racial. Their principle, even the foundation of the country was basically founded on a racial um, empathy base of them being of striving. Um, but white supremacy had been going on even before Americanism. This actually was a European thing from Spain um, and Portuguese that were one of the first two groups of people that ushered in the slave trade. So, on the European side, um, but every group practiced an anti-black racism that must be addressed. But like I said, man, the things about Black people's really rising up. Black people ain't really taking no bull. I mean, people is really getting active into, want to be heard, and also the black agenda. And reparation is the black agenda. Black empowerment is the black agenda. Just like I said, I mean, you're going to have many groups, like even the gay community, that's going to try to co-opt and also piggyback off black suffrage, and also black momentum, what's going on right now. Um, like I said, if people talk about Juneteenth, everybody talk about black people never celebrate. I said actually, black people was celebrating Juneteenth. The thing was, it was just strictly a Black American festival. Really, no other blacks really get into. We had a few black immigrants like Jamaicans, um, and even a couple other type of Caribbean groups that that did participate in Juneteenth festival as on in like food vending. As I seen when I was in Pittsburgh when we had our Juneteenth, but not this is not really a new thing. It's been going on for a long time. It's been going on for at least the 1930s, I think the 1920s, I may presume, when Juneteenth really became a festival, basically giving honor to that day. Even though I think Juneteenth should never existed, but that's what it is when you're dealing with white supremacists, especially in Texas. Um, but yeah, man, like I said, it's anti-black racism. This goes back over 500 years. You could say, in a way, if you want to go even uh, in some type of more deep in history, it might go back into the Roman days, when they were just a city-state, and they were basically getting educated and propped up by the Carthage Empire, as well as the Egyptian Empire. So you had always black success always being pitied back from European civilizations. It's just the way it is. Um, but we can't just not stay focused and be waved on what's going on. I know everybody's still talking about the coronavirus. I'm gonna be real. I said I'd be damned about the coronavirus. My the survival of black people overruled the coronavirus. Um, I'm not trying to be cold blooded, but black people been walking the plank to death for at least 30 years and counting. And I think the new awakening of black people with the election of Donald Trump and everything else is kind of opening black people to really how much of non-allies we really have, and that's kind of making you circle the wagon. That's really what I feel is probably the best thing that ever happened, is we circling the wagon, and that's really what we have to do. Um, like I said, man, fuck all that bullshit with having allies and shit. Like, to myself, if allies um, can't really give out tangibles or even educate their own people, I'd be like, well, why are you coming to me for? I mean, you need to educate your own people. And there is some white people that is, um, marching with us and stuff like that. But like I said, there's always going to be a pause in that. Are they really going to march with you all the way to the end? Um, when the whole society and system been overruled and upheaved, and they're really cutting the check. They're really doing the reparations. Is those same people is going to be very supported then, and you're going to have to think about it. If you topple white supremacy, you topple every type of white privilege that white people have. It'd be basically like an even kill. And black people are the most visionary, innovative, and even athleticism to intelligence. We can oversee anything. So that's almost like practically in a way of genetic to intellectual, and even to some standard, even top of endurance dominance. Even dealing with with our body and melanin and the natural climate of the planet itself. So you're gonna have to just take account that this is probably, like I said, what we do in the next 1 or 2 years. Now, don't get me wrong, we're changing a lot. There's a lot of things that were changed, but there's a lot of things that was thrown back in our faces. But you gotta forget, this is all the branches of this country is rooted in white supremacy, and even all the branches of this country was rooted in fascism. Now, Professor Black Truth spoke about that, and I actually had to do some digging myself. And the founders' ideology was based off of fascism. Now, even fascism come from an authoritarian rule of the Tuscan civilization. That basically was under what Rome was under. So it's always connected. It's always connected. But yeah, like I said, man, like I just really want to just break down. I really had no specific thoughts on it. There were a couple thoughts I did, but I'll maybe talk about that in maybe another video or so like that. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely hit you guys up real quick. All right, one.